Bit of a pasting at the hands of the Sirens they showed, and it was a hard toil for the Ducks, but also a great baptism for them as they try and earn their way into the AWIHL next year. I'm Carl Brewer, and joining me again tonight is Anton Goss, and we'll have special interviews between periods 1 and 2 by Zoe Stewart. So this is the second exhibition set of games, and we are welcoming the Sirens to the Duck Pond, and we're tremendously pleased they're here. There'll be a couple of small changes to the program this evening. The Sirens flight back to Sydney has been brought forward, so the third period there'll be no ice cut between the second and the third period, and the third period may go to a running clock depending on how that pans out. So yesterday there were some very valuable lessons for the Ducks and some pride for the Sirens, who are pretty keen to get a win on the board. They've had a pretty ordinary start to this season, given that they are the current reigning champions in the AWIHL, and they got some points on the board. Although that doesn't count towards that competition. This thing is exhibition games, but it was good for them to get that. The Ducks did score the first goal yesterday, and when they did, it nearly brought the house down. Brian Johnson found the net, and the pond here went wild. Our barn was rocking. The Ducks played a great first 6 or so minutes, but then the Sirens just turned up the intensity, and the Ducks were found a little bit wanting at times and gave away some goals. What the Sirens did particularly well is they played sustained, high percentage hockey. They were putting the puck in from a distance, forcing the goalie to make saves, keeping the Ducks pinned in their defensive zone for a long time, and as a result, the stress wore them down, and it created many scoring opportunities that the Sirens then pounced upon. But the Ducks did have periods of being extremely competitive, but they needed more consistency. They had periods where they lost it, and the Sirens scored some very quick goals. At one point, I think, Gossie, there was 3 goals scored in the space of about 2 minutes, which was pretty hard on the head of Jade Davis-Tope in the net at the time, and she got subbed out, and we brought on Taylor Lester instead to give her a bit of a break. The Ducks' power play was a bit vulnerable. They've got to watch they don't overcommit. While the power play goal is nice, they did give away a shorty, and that's a pretty horrible thing to happen to you. They had their players out on the ice on the double power play at one point, and they had the players out continuously, which led to a lot of fatigue. And that you can't afford to forget about defence on the power play. It's the way of the Maple Leafs, and it leads to a bad place. They also relied heavily on a small group on the power play, which tired them out and left them unable to defend. So if the Ducks can get a little bit more consistency, and I think they'll find they've got a bit more depth today. There's been some changes to the lineup, but players to keep a really close eye on for. For the Sirens, Sarah Edney, who was superb, 5 goals and 7 points in one game. All you can say to that is wow. Stephanie Newmark scored 5 points and got a hat-trick, and Sam Winder showed a lot of promise in defence and a great breakaway, almost goal at the defend, which Taylor Lester pulled out a magical save on at the last to just keep a little bit more pride and give the Ducks a bit of momentum coming into today's game. For the Ducks, Godfrey was brilliant yesterday, especially in the latter part of the third. She scored 2 goals, and she was always finding gaps in the Sirens' defence when she was on the ice. And Lucy Parrington, you don't need to say anything about her. Leadership she provided in a very tough game for the Ducks. She kept her team going from the front foot, and they never gave up right the way through, and they kept going. Neve Gallagher, when she was on, she injured her wrist yesterday. We're hoping she'll be okay today. When she was on the ice, she was very difficult to score against, and we know she's one of the upcoming stars in defence of hockey in this country, and in particular for the Ducks, she was superb. And we've got some changes today for the Ducks. Gossie, we're bringing on the Ducks are bringing on Sarah Sparrow for Marie Linnett, and they've got Britt Mendham replacing Ty Frost. Tanya Crawley comes into the lineup as well. We're really looking forward to see what she can do, and Abby Vertagen comes in as well for Narelle Owen. So some changes in the Ducks lineup. No changes for the Sirens, not surprisingly. They run what they brung. So what do you reckon, Gossie? If the Sirens have a weakness, can the Ducks find it? And if there is it, what is it?
Look, I think if you look at last night's game, the Ducks, really great to see them push there at the end. Those 2 goals by Sharna Godfrey obviously lifted their spirits on a game that didn't really go their way. But as you mentioned kind of earlier, a lot of the game happened in spurts. There was a 3-minute period at the end of the first where they let in two quick goals. That extended the lead from 3-1 after they played a really good first period. And then right at the start of the second period, it was that quick spurt, 6 goals, back to back for the Sirens until the Ducks could finally stop the bleeding. So Lucy, as she said at the post-game interview, the Ducks really just got to learn on figuring out how to play that 60-minute game. And when things aren't going their way, figure out a way to get through it. And if they can do that against the Sirens, they played enough of the game yesterday where they could play back-to-back, go end-to-end, that they could look to get a better result today.
Oh, absolutely. I think one of the big things that they've got to learn, and that they are learning from both the games this weekend and the games a couple of weeks ago when they played against the Mice, is learning the importance of consistency. At this level, you can't afford to have a break. When you're on the ice, it's flat out, it's 100%, it's all the time. If you have a weak spot, it will get found and it will get exploited. And that's what the Sirens did exceptionally well yesterday. They found the weak spots in the lineup for the Ducks when they were tired. They couldn't get the changes they needed to, for example, and they got stuck. and that's when the Sirens absolutely railed them home. They didn't score many goals when I guess the A-line for the Ducks were on. But again, they found those weaknesses, and it's consistency that the Ducks are going to need today. If they can keep that up, they give themselves a bit of a chance. So let's see how we go. We're about to get the puck drop underway.
Only 4 Sirens players have not been on the score sheet so far, so we'll see what they can do. But it'll be the Ducks' first look at Emma Moonen, who's in net there for the Sirens. And the Sirens coming with Winder with a shot and just goes wide off the glove there of Davis Tope. Sharna Godfrey circles that back behind the net to Carson, and those two connected well on the power play yesterday, leading to Krulak's goal. And here comes Sharna now. She's got Parrington and stretches it over to her. Parrington now on the offside, stops up. She's got Carson on the point, decides to center it, but that's intercepted there by the Sirens captain, Sarah Edney. She streams here through the neutral zone, gets it over to Winda, who's playing forward tonight, but intercepted there by Carson, who springs Krulak, but a great defensive play there by Payne to stop it up momentarily.
Ducks get a quick change. Good to see Carson getting involved in that attack early.
Tran playing on the back end here tonight, has it in her own zone, sends it across over to Sparrow, head up, looking for Crawley, and Crawley touches the puck for the first time in this exhibition series here for the Ducks.
So too, Sparrow will be a real asset today for the Ducks. I think she's a big pickup for today's game.
Crawley with it there at center ice, gives it back to Tran. Tran being chased down by Calabria, and she rubs her out, but Tran able to send that back to the Ducks' inaugural goal scorer, Briar Johnson, who has it in her own zone now. Sparrow's got some time, reverses it over to Briar Johnson. Johnson's got Crawley cross ice if she can find her, but she's rubbed off the puck there by Kate Leavitt. It comes up to Calabria here for the Sirens, takes a bouncing shot, and that goes wide. Collected here now by the Sirens. They go back to Calabria. That was Borg who had the puck. Behind the net now, Sparrow will get there first, and she'll backhand that out to the point, but kept in momentarily. Comes out, there is a delayed penalty here to the Sirens as Britt Mendham has it, centering it over there for Crawley and touching up now for the Sirens. And we'll have another power play here for the Ducks. They went 1 for 7 yesterday, and they'll be hoping to get a power play goal here early.
I think the other thing they've got to prioritise too on the power play is that they don't let the Sirens get behind them. They were a bit vulnerable to that last week. They were concentrating a little bit too much on it. Last night. They were concentrating a little bit too much on the attack on the power play and not enough on making sure the Sirens don't score. It's a bit of a change in emphasis, Gossie, but I think it's pretty important. Got to make sure that you don't get scored against when you've got the power play. A
little different look on the power play here as well, as they're moving Godfrey down into that bumper position as she was playing high point yet last night. She's got the puck now on the half wall. Nice move to evade that check. Shovels it on, and it's in the slot. Shot by Krulak, and a save there by Moonen. It's with Stringer now, who's going to send that over to Carson. Carson back in front, and Parrington with a shot and a save there by Moonen. And the Ducks don't keep it in as the Sirens clear it, and first back here will be Stringer. She'll give it over to Carson. Nice one-touch pass up to Parrington. That rolls off her stick, but kept in by Krulak. Krulak had the puck stolen off her there, but she's bailed out by Carson at the point.
So far, a very effective power play for the Ducks. They've created some good scoring opportunities.
Stringer not able to collect that, though, and here it comes. Leave it with a shot, and save there, Davis Tope, as Lucy Parrington defends her netminder there in front of the blue paint.
So I think that's a good start now we've seen for the Ducks this first couple of minutes of play. It's been pretty even. In fact, I think the Ducks have probably had the majority of the attacking play throughout this first period. So good sign for the Ducks early on.
So here we are facing off. It's Crawley there. She wins it, and it's going to be collected here by Briar Johnson. She's being watched there by York. And the puck sent up there for Mendham, but just out of her reach. And Newmark there touches up, and there's going to be another penalty, and it's going to go against the Sirens. So the Ducks are going to go back to a 5-on-3. They scored their only power play goal yesterday on a brief 5-on-3 there late in the second. And this one's going to be Porcini as she's going to go for 2 or less for the hook.
So this is an A-grade scoring chance now for the Ducks. The Sirens will have to set up their defensive pattern. They've got 4 on. One of those girls has to leave the ice. So they'll set up a triangle in front of their own net and just try and occupy that space and drive the puck down the other end.
Another face-off win by Crawley. She's perfect at the dot so far. And a shot on! They score! Sparrow has flight, and the Ducks have gone up 1-0 with another power play goal here on the 5-on-3.
That all comes from the face-off win there by by Crawley, who won that nicely back. It's a beautiful win. It's a face-off. When you're on a 5-on-3 as a centre, you know you have to win that face-off. You're defending. You've got to get that early possession, clear the puck out. The Ducks will have another minute or so of 5-on-4. They've got to make sure they maintain their composure now and just get the pressure on the Sirens and see if they can get another one, or at the very least make sure they don't get scored against.
So we saw this yesterday. They did go out to a 1-0 lead, but after that it was all Sirens. Let's see what the Ducks can do to add some pressure here. Still on the power play, it's Carson behind her own net being watched by York. She feeds that up to Briar Johnson. Crawley streaming through the middle, but Johnson decides to skate it herself. She dumps that in, and it's now there with the captain of the Sirens, Sarah Edney, and she'll send that all the way down on net. Stringer, first one back, just has a look. She's being watched there by York, who does a great job to separate the puck there from the Ducks defender, and she's going to draw a penalty as Stringer hooked up York. So that will end the power play for the Ducks, and Stringer is going to go for 2 or less there for the slash.
So that'll reverse things around, and now the Ducks will spend 2 minutes in the box, and this will give the Sirens, pretty sure the penalty for them is nearly over. They've got about a minute. So we'll have about a minute and 15 seconds of 4-on-4. It's a much more open field. I know this is an NHL-sized rink, so 4-on-4 gives you a lot more room. It's faster, and it's about possession, not panicking.
That was a great forecheck there by York. Just put Stringer under a bit of pressure and kept her legs moving and was able to draw the penalty. So 4-on-4 here. The Ducks up 1-0. It's with the Sirens here, and that's Leavitt who just takes a tumble, but a good battle there by Dixon there, and Krulak now on her backside, still battling with the puck. It's pinned up there, Leavitt with 2 Ducks players. Puck's looking to come loose, and that's enough for Cien Pereira, who blows the whistle, and we'll have a face-off to the left of the Ducks netminder.
So it's not too much longer now before the Sirens penalty will be over, and it'll be 5-on-4 in their favour. They're setting up their team now. They know that that's coming, so they'll be looking forward to getting Cassini back on the ice very shortly. She'll be back out in just a second or two. I think we've got 50 seconds left to go, on the 4-on-4. It's Parrington just playing the puck around behind the net, tries to find some space, being forechecked on nicely by being pinched in by Winder. Now the puck shoots across the front of the net, but the Sirens not able to convert it.
So here they are. They keeping the pressure on 4-on-4. Almost looks like a power play right here for the Sirens as they're cycling it around the Ducks. Ducks keeping their composure though, but out comes York, but rubbed off by the captain, Lucy Parrington, which is going to allow Dixon to get it out. Edney, though, back on the point, and it's an interesting for the Sirens. When they go down on the penalty kill or play with less than 5, Sarah Edney and Newmark go back on the point. So here's Edney now. She's got it on the far side point, takes a shot off a skate and bounces off into the corner, and we have a whistle for a crease violation there in front of the net.
A little bit fortunately, you can see Edney trying to get that deflection. She saw the stick on the ice. It was a good target, put it in there and looking for that tip in. But there was too many feet in the way and not the right ones for the Sirens on that occasion. We have just on 2 seconds to go on the 4-on-4, and then the Sirens will be up to a 5-on-4 power play. Pretty much as soon as the puck is dropped, it'll be underway. And we're 5-on-4 now for the Sirens.
So Edney sends it deep. Tran, though, will get it. She'll rim it around, but Porcini, fresh out of the box, will collect that. She sends it deep for her captain, who has it behind the net, centered, looking for Leavitt, but she wasn't able to connect. And now it's Godfrey trying to stream out, but that's intercepted there by Newmark. She had 3 goals last night, and she has the puck on her stick. Porcini comes in for support, but it gets shoveled across over to Winder, who winds up, takes a shot, and rings that one off the post.
Beautiful save there, or positioning by David Hope to cut off the option.
Newmark now with it on the half wall, gets it back to Edney on the point. She has a look and gives it back to Newmark. Those two collected for 8 goals last night, and Newmark looked to center that one, but it was stolen by Tran, and now they're back to 5-on-5 as Stringer exits the box. Tran with it on her stick. She's got Godfrey as well as Krulak, and here comes Godfrey. Godfrey in on the captain, takes a shot, and a glove save there by Moonen, who makes her second save of the night.
So great opportunity there for the Ducks. They had a 2-on-1 on that breakout. Normally in that circumstance at the end of a power play, the Snipers had the second player come on, and sorry, not the Snipers, I'll get it right eventually. The Sirens had the power play for only about 15 or 20 seconds or so, and then the Ducks actually got out behind them and created that opportunity for a 2-on-1. A great scoring opportunity for the Ducks.
So here the puck on the point. It's Gallagher who's back playing, which is good to see after her hand injury yesterday. And now Payne just recycles that. She was looking for Pickering, but then collects it herself. But a good forecheck there by Yates, able just to keep the puck deep momentarily. Sirens can't get it past Cashin. She's going to look to get that deep, but stolen by the Sirens. They now do get it into the neutral zone, but Niamh Gallagher's back here for the Ducks. She'll flip that up on the wall, looking there for Jakowicz, and she just sends that forward for Cashin to give chase. Payne with it now for the Sirens, sends it over to Pickering, stolen by Yates, who centers that one. Jakowicz with a shot, and that one just goes wide. Puck in the corner now, rimmed up to the point. It's going to be kept in there by Blondin. She'll send that back deep, and Yates will go look for it in the far corner. So some good offensive pressure here for the Ducks as they have a 1-0 lead here 7 minutes into the first. Jakowicz with the puck. She takes it behind. She's going to look to center it, but that goes off the skate there of Payne and springs Cryan. So Cryan scored from this spot last night, but just fans on that one, and Davis Tope's going to cover that one up as she's going to allow her team to change.
Excellent work there in defence by Dixon. She just managed distance. You see on the back check, Dixon comes back, keeps the distance away from the Sirens player and cuts off the option. In the end, the shot fanned, nothing on it. And it's just good defensive play there. Dixon doing a great job.
So here we are, Crawley. She's perfect on the dot, and she wins another one. So on the Crawley face-off watch, she's 3 for 3 tonight. So a good addition here for the Ducks. It's with the Snipers, though, or Sirens, though, there in Calabria. See what you got me doing, Carl. And now over there to Briar Johnson, as we've seen a little mash-up on the lines with Johnson now out here with Mendham and Crawley. Pucks with Mendham. She's got Crawley up forward. She flips it through, and there goes Crawley going for the chase. She's got it on her forehand, just passes that past the Siren defender, but not able to collect it there. Now intercepted by Briar Johnson. She has an assist already tonight on that power play goal by Sparrow. Heather Ryland pins that up. It's eventually stolen there by Fiona Moon. She sends that up and was looking there for Borg, but it missed everyone, and now Stringer will have it there in her own zone.
Stringer with a good option playing around the board. Stuck's not able to clear the puck, unfortunately running into referee's feet. But now they clear the zone.
And that's Briar Johnson sending it up there for Mendham. She just waits to get that onside. Takes a shot, bounces off a skate, and a nice save there by Moonen to send that over into the corner.
Good option by Mendham. There was traffic. It was just a speculator, but it was the right choice.
Carson has it here, and she'll just elect to dump that down as her teammates are forced to touch up, and Crawley and Mendham are going to go for a change. This is going to allow the Sirens to get out, and the puck's on the stick here of Winda now, who sent that over for Porcini. She'll get into a foot race here with Stringer. Stringer poke checks that away, but it collected again by the Sirens as there's a battle now in the far side corner. It's centered, and Winda just shovels that wide as she was wide open there in the slot. It's now with Roberts, who takes the shot. It bounces wide. Rebound there by Edney, but that hits the side of the net. Edney looks to center. She was looking for Roberts, but instead that goes all the way down the length of the ice, and that's going to allow the Ducks to change.
We'll see the forecheck, Godfrey going in to put some pressure on Winda.
So here it is now, centered to Godfrey, looks to get it on the backhand, goes out into the corner. She's got Sparrow on the point, but gets rubbed out there by Newmark, and she's going to have another penalty. She spent a lot of time in the box yesterday, and she'll be here for 2 or less as the Ducks go to their third power play, already 1 for 2 tonight in the game.
And of course, if you're a Duck, you'd like this to be less than 2 minutes. Ideal 1 minute and 59 and score the goal right at the end of the power play. But we'll see how that goes. The Sirens wanted to be in for the full 2 if they can. With 11 minutes to go in the first, it's a 1-0 lead to the Melbourne Ducks over the Sydney Sirens. And what's been a pretty even game so far, Gossie?
Yeah, well, we've seen the change there with Sharna Godfrey directing traffic. It worked well getting the puck to the point with Sparrow. You know, Sparrow moonlighting as a Duck earlier. But here it is now. Krulak's going to get it back to Sparrow. She'll take a shot, deflected, wind it over to Godfrey. She's going to wind up, take a shot along the ice. It's loose. Rebound. Where is it? It's under Moonen. And no goal there. And Moonen's up in the face there of Godfrey as she took offense to the hacks there in front of the net as the Ducks look to get on the rebound. You see that? 2, 3, 4 great saves, and the puck does come loose, but the whistle had gone, and the Ducks there, 10 seconds in, came close. Parrington wins the faceoff back. It's now with Krulak sending it back to Sparrow. She rims that on net. It's loose in the slot and fanned on it there by York, and now Sparrow with another shot is going to rim out into the corner, and this is going to allow Payne to clear that down the length of the ice.
Sparrow will have to go down defensively. Sparrow's been a great pickup today for the Ducks, making a big difference defensively. Just that strength and judgment.
Yeah, we saw in Game 1 against the Ice, she was the closest Duck to score And her addition tonight, obviously great, as she scored early here in the first period to spring the Ducks out to a 1-0 lead.
See, too, just the judgment she's showing. She's under pressure. She's playing the puck smart up the boards.
Short-handed, though. Calabria in a deflection there. Nearly beat Davis Tope as she was going the other way.
So that actually power play looks like it's been a double minor. So they've actually got another 3 minutes of this power play on the penalty.
Edney now evades the check of Sparrow. She's got it on her forehand, looking for Calabria. There's going to be a penalty there against Sparrow when she touches up, and that's going to end the power play there for the Ducks.
Well, interestingly enough, Anton, Newmark's got two. She's got a double minor. She's got a minor for elbowing and a minor for unsportsmanlike. So even though Sparrow will now be sitting 2, it'll be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes and 55, and then the Ducks will be back onto the power play for another 55 seconds. A little bit hard to keep track of, but that's what's going on, as Sparrow will have to sit that one. But she has been such an asset for the Ducks today so far. It's been great to see the pick up. And also, Tanya Crowley doing a fantastic job in centre for the Ducks.
Again, on the strategy watch, the Edney there on the point again. This one's shot from Winda, and that goes deep. It's going to be Mendham just pinning it there, but it's going to come back to the captain, Sarah Edney. She'll send that back down for Calabria. She'll look for a pass, and she was looking for Edney, but it was intercepted there by Dixon. Briar Johnson not able to collect it, so Calabria will get a shot on. Stick save there. Puck's loose in the slot area. Over to Edney. Edney with a shot, and that's going to rim all the way around, but kept in there by Winda. Winda battles. It's loose there on the half wall. Coming into it is Mendham, and she gets that out in the neutral zone where the captain, Sarah Edney of the Sirens, was waiting for the puck.
90 seconds to go on the 4-on-4.
Winda takes it into the Duck zone. She'll escape the check there of Johnson, take it behind the net, meeting up there with Mendham, but still has the puck on her stick. Comes out to the point, kept in there by Calabria, who chips that over to Edney, and she's got a shooting lane here and takes it and just misses that by a matter of inches over the top left corner. Edney back in her zone. First in for the forecheck is Mendham. 56 seconds left here on the 5-on-4 before Sparrow gets back out on the ice. Pinched up there.
4-on-4, Gossie.
Sorry, 4-on-4. Is that not what I said?
And we'll get a very brief intermission now as the few lines change. We had an offside. And with just 48 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. And then the Ducks will be back onto a 55-second power play. So a fascinating little element of the game here. We're seeing 4-on-4 for a sustained period of time. These face-offs critical to getting possession when you are low down on numbers.
So puck centered there. It is Cryan who has the puck. And it just shovels that forward, and she's got a teammate crash into the net, tried to find her, but a great interception there by Gallagher to snuff that one out. Carson joins the rush, and it's Godfrey with it now, takes it over the blue line. She has it, drops it there for Carson, who sent it over there for Crawley. Back to Carson. Carson with a shot, and that one's high and wide. You can see how excited Sparrow was there. She thought that one was going in. Puck stolen there, but collected here by Crawley, who's having a great debut game here for the Ducks. Shoveled there by Godfrey in the corner, gets it back to the point. Tran keeps that one in and look to shovel that deep. And a battle here on the point, and out comes Sparrow. So the Ducks now on a 5-on-4 power play for 50 seconds as the Sirens dump that down the length of the ice.
It's mass line change all around as both teams get changes.
Stringer has it on her stick. That's stolen by Calabria, shorthanded. She elects to wait, tried to drop it to Porcini, but able to collect the loose puck and just rims that one wide. Tran now has it on her stick, holds up, being chased there by Porcini, and Porcini separates her from the puck, but a great support there from Cashin to help out her defender.
Yeah, Tran and Stringer, they're just trying to do a little bit too much with it. One of the things they have to learn in this level of game is you can't afford to just dawdle with the puck. You've got to make a quick decision and get that puck moving.
Krulak sent that over to Parrington. Krulak had a brilliant game yesterday, a power play goal, and a number of very grade A scoring chances in the first period. Puck's now with Winda, and that's going to end the third power play of the game for the Ducks as they go to 1 for 3.
Back on now.
Cashin lost that to Edney, and Edney now with speed dashing through the neutral zone like Rudolph the reindeer. Here she goes, Edney with a move, shot, save there by Davis Tope, but the puck is loose. Still loose there as the official waiting to blow the whistle, and finally there, Davis Tope covers it. Check this out on the CCM all-out replay.
You see Blondin going there and clean it up.
Just shovels there and sits there on the post.
But Blondin gets in behind it. She sees the threat, and she's there as extra player, and made a big difference there. Great play there, Blondin. The initial save made by Davis Tope just kept the puck out but Blondin came in behind. Great team play.
Great to see there in the corner a lot of the Christmas lights. This will be our last Ducks game before Christmas, so happy holidays. 'Tis the season to all you guys listening at home. Here it is now with the Ducks is Jackowitz, only able to get it as far as the point, and the Sirens shovel that in, and Ava Pickering, who is a star for the Inferno there in the Winter Pro League, had the puck. Gallagher now has it. She looks to center that in, kept in by Payne, and that ramps up off the stick and into the netting up top, and we'll have a face-off in the Duck zone.
That was Yates getting the pressure up on the blue line, just putting the pressure on, getting that deflection, driving the puck out. So with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first, the Ducks still holding on to a 2-1 lead, and this has been an absolutely thrilling first period. It's had a bit of everything.
It really has, and the Ducks able to hold the 1-goal lead tonight a little longer than yesterday, and they've had some great pressure. And here again, another face-off win by Crawley, still perfect on the night.
It makes such a difference when you're winning those face-offs, gives you that control from the initial break, and that's one of the things that yesterday the Ducks struggled with in their own defensive zone.
So the puck's rimmed up. It's going to be kept in by Moon here. She'll skate in. Nice poke check there by Stringer, and that's going to allow Crawley to get it out, and she does. So Moon just forced to shovel that in, gloved down by Carson, who shovels it up, but kept in again by Moon. Nice move, gets it out into the slot area, over to Borg, who winds up but misses the net. Stringer ties the puck up on the corner there, pinned up there by Calabria, but stolen now here by Johnson, who'll skate it out. She drops it there for Crawley. Nice move to evade Borg. Has some more space, and she'll take it. A poke check there by Levitt. Pinned up on the wall by Mendham there for the Ducks, and Sparrow comes in and shovels it over to Crawley. She shields off Moon, but can't get a shot away, and Winda comes back to collect the puck there for the Sirens.
Winda makes a smart choice, playing the puck up the boards, and they get the breakout, but they can't clear the zone. Oh, it did come out.
And now it's with Leave It there. Looks to go cross. Misses her teammate, which will allow Tran to send it, but it's hovering there and does finally get out, and Mendham's going to send that cross ice, but it will go all the way for icing.
And we're going to have an icing back. So the Ducks can't get a change. I don't think they necessarily needed one at this particular point. They're probably quite happy with the lineup that they've got. But I tell you what, Gossie, Tanya Crawley's doing a great job. It's the first time we've seen her. She did play here in the CCM National Women's Tournament and was an outstanding revelation there. We hadn't seen her before. She really came to the fore, and she's playing exceptionally well tonight.
And another face-off win there by the Ducks, but a winger comes in, and it does go into the slot area, but Sparrow clears it back to the point. Roberts fans on that one, but it goes down deep, and she'll pin the wall there, and it comes out to the slot and bounces off the skate there from Tran, and that's just going to be rimmed all the way down for Sparrow, and the Ducks know there's going to be another icing as they try their best to jump out onto the bench.
The referees there very alert to that. What the players aren't allowed to do in an icing is they're not allowed to, defensive team, the responsible team for the ice, are not allowed to get a change. And they'll sneak over and try and do it, but if a linesman or a referee is watching and they catch them doing it, they're dragged straight back on the ice.
Yeah, I'm not going to speak too much about the dark arts, but I always said when I'm on the bench and I know that's on, I jump on the ice right away, like off the bench, and try to pretend like I've been on all the time, just allow one of my players to change.
It wasn't someone else. So the Ducks now do get the change they wanted. Fresh legs. They've got Godfrey on the ice.
And they do get that complete change, so the defenders are back, but it is with the Sirens in their own zone, and it's Roberts, who is such a good skater here for the Sirens, and she had a great shot last night that got tipped in by Levitt. I believe that was a 6th goal yesterday, so she's great with the puck on her stick. Parrington's going to send that deep. It's going to be collected there by the Sirens. They're going to skate through the neutral zone and just shovels that far side. First to it will be Dixon, but she's being watched by Pickering and finds now Godfrey, who sends that up there for Krulak. This has been a great line for the Ducks. Krulak with Godfrey and Parrington.
It's a bit of an all-star
coming in with Cryan. What a nice little toe drag with speed, but a great job by Blondin just to get the stick check last minute as Cryan was looking to power her way into the slot. Cryan circles out. She's looking for a pass. She's going to get it back to McMahon, who sends that in, but Parrington steals it, and Godfrey's gone if she can find her. And what a pass! Here comes Godfrey. Power move across, but what a job by Payne to knock the puck off her stick. Seeing eye pass from Parrington, though. Here comes Godfrey, stopped up by York, and that's going to be a penalty.
Penalty there on York for possibly an interference.
I think they're going to call. Let's see what Cien Pereira calls this one. It's going to go for kneeing. So it looks like just as Godfrey tried to evade the check, just hit the knee of York.
The leg comes out, and that's absolutely a penalty offence. So Godfrey there with a couple of good opportunities. The Sirens defence doing a great job though, getting back and owning that space in the middle of the ice and forcing it to go wide and not able to get an effective shot away.
So this will be the 5th power play of the night for the Ducks as they're 1 for 5, scoring on the 5-on-3, their first goal of the game.
And we will have a reset of that one. Just over 3 minutes to play in the first. The Ducks holding on to a 1-0 lead over the Sydney Sirens in what has been a fascinating first period.
So face-off won by the Ducks. It's sent back to the point. Sparrow shovels that in on net, and Moonen steers that into the corner. Payne has it now, clears it up, but only as far as Sparrow, who scored that power play goal. Puck's now back. Battling with it is Tran. Gives it over to Sparrow, who finds Mendham. Mendham's going to whine, take a shot, but blocked well there by Newmark.
See the presence of Georgia Carson for the Ducks, just floating around in the slot. You know she's got a pretty decent shot on her if it gets to her.
So Sparrow over to Krulak. She'll send that back to Sparrow, or instead elect to give it all the way over to Godfrey. Godfrey tries to evade the check of Porcini, who's just going to shovel that back. So just push them back a little bit here. Sparrow directing traffic, telling them to stay up as the Sirens went for a change. Krulak will give it over to Godfrey. She's got a little bit of space here, and she'll take it. She passes that over. She was looking for Carson, but couldn't find her, and a great job there by Leavitt to send that down the length of the ice.
Sirens showing an excellent forecheck on their power play. They're getting right in and putting a lot of pressure on the Ducks, not giving them a clean breakout.
Here's Krulak. Oh, she hadn't realized that Leavitt had taken a tumble. She had some space in front of her, but instead Leavitt gets right back up and ties her up. Godfrey recycles that right back to Krulak now, who does have some space, looking for Carson. Chips that forward, but only as far as the Sirens player there, who dumps that down the length of the ice. And not much offensive pressure so far. Already more than halfway through this power play, the 6th of the game for the Ducks.
It's been an excellent penalty kill so far for the Sirens. Have done a great job on that forecheck, keeping them pinned in. But now the Ducks have a chance.
Nice pass there by Godfrey. It's batted down by Cashin, and they're going to say that was a high stick as she bat that one down, and we'll have a face-off in neutral zone.
Just on 18 seconds to go in the power play here for the Ducks. What they need to be mindful of is that Siren jumping on behind them.
So they were 1 for 7 yesterday. They're 1 for 5 so far tonight. But they also had a number of power play opportunities against the ice. So one thing that's good if you're looking at it from a development side from the Ducks is they're playing with enough energy to draw penalties. Yep. And once that familiarity starts coming in and they're able to capitalize on a few more of these power plays, they're going to be dangerous.
Well, there's 2 other components to that. The number of penalties that the Sirens have given away has reduced their ability to score. It's hard to score when you're 5-on-4. You don't have that extra player, and you're much less likely to get that break. And the Ducks have been much better at maintaining their defensive setup as well. But we've got 2 seconds to go on the power play, and now we are back to 5-on-5.
And it's Gallagher who's going to send it over to Tran. She went to go give it back to Gallagher there, who had just vacated that corner. But she does tie up her player there, and it gets shoveled up to Cashin, who's pinning it up there with Payne in front of the Ducks bench. Yates comes in for support and gets it away from York, but Cryan finds Newmark. She looks for a pass, but finds some space and elects to take it and sends that over to York now with Pickering crashing the net. York with it on her stick, takes a shot, deflected high off the stick there of Davis Tope over into the corner. Another positive here is the Ducks' ability to negate those scoring opportunities, as yesterday they had 20 shots against in the first period and only 6 so far in this period today. Cryan with the puck, though, walks out of the corner, winds up, takes a shot, save Davis Tope, puck's loose, back to the point there for Moon. Fiona Moon now with it on the half wall, look to center it, it hits the skate there of Cashin, and with 20 seconds left, the Ducks have time for one more opportunity. It's stolen by Borg, though, and she's got space as the Ducks were changing. It goes through the skates to Dixon, but Blondin comes in and shovels that over into the corner, and there will be a penalty, as that was Dixon who had knocked into Borg. And she's going to be going for 2 or less.
So we'll be starting the second period. We'll be getting a cut between the first and second periods. There'll be a cut between the first and second, I believe, but not between the second and the third. Now, one of the things we just saw in that last couple of seconds of play is the Ducks were just getting a little bit slow at getting to those loose pucks. They've got to maintain that intensity. They've been good at that through the first part of this period, and every loose puck has been a foot race, but they can't afford to sit back and wait for it to come to them. They've got to move positively to get to the puck, because the Sirens, they certainly are.
So here we are, 10 seconds is dumped down the length of the ice. And the Ducks here, with the forecheck from Briar Johnson, as the buzzer goes, have won their first period ever. Up 1-0. They've won the first. A great power play goal by our Sparrow, moonlighting as a Duck, as she scored on the 5-on-3 to put the Ducks up 1-0. And then it was some great defensive play there to block the Sirens from getting around any real positive offensive pressure. They only had 6 shots in the first period.
We should be able to give you some more of those statistics, but I think a lot of the time there for the Sirens, they did have a lot of time on the penalty kill, and that really did limit their ability to create scoring opportunities. There was a lot of penalties on them, and that certainly doesn't help. You can't afford to spend that much time in the box. And Newmark, with giving away 2 of them, including the second one for an unsportsmanlike, that's always a bit of a silly penalty. Like the first one's okay, but you shouldn't be giving that one away. That's just silly. So we're going to have a 2-minute break between this first. We're not getting an ice cut. And the reason for this is because the Sydney Sirens flight has been brought forward, so they have to leave an hour earlier than was originally intended. So if this game does feel a little bit rushed, we do apologise, but that's why we're laming the blame squarely at the foot of the airlines, which is easy to do because, by golly, it's not like they deserve it or anything.
For someone who travels, quite a bit for a living, I don't think I've ever known a flight to leave on the time it's meant to leave.
No, it used to be in the old days, but back when I was a kid, and that's a long time ago now, but they haven't become particularly reliable post-pandemic.
Was that still when it was only propeller planes, right?
Oh, I don't know. Most of rubber bands and gliders, but some of them had steam engines.
But a great first period, and as to speaking of planes, the Ducks do have flight. They are up here 1-0 against the Sirens. A lot of talk at the end of last game by the coaches and by the leaders on the Ducks team about playing a full 60 minutes, right?
Yep.
Making sure that they don't have those lapses which cause 3 or 4 goals to back up.
Very quick, Christian. So that's what they've got to be mindful of. Certainly, it was just starting to happen towards a little bit in the end of that period. The Ducks, some of them were just starting to wait for the puck to come to them. You can't do that at this level of hockey. You have to move quickly to it. If the puck's there and you're waiting for it, it's not going to get to you. It's going to get chopped off. The Sirens have a great, fast, aggressive forecheck. Defensive players cannot afford to sit there and wait for the puck to come to them. They've got to get there quick and get their puck moving quick and turn it around. And they did that well through most of the period, the Ducks, but the Sirens starting to show a little bit more pressure towards the end, especially once they go back to 5-on-5 hockey, which they really need to do. They need to stay out of the box. But they will be starting.
A couple call-outs as well, Carl. Tanya Crawley been perfect on the dot so far tonight, and she got an assist on that power play goal. So first point for her debut here for the Ducks. Briar Johnson also got an assist on that, so she's backed up her inaugural goal yesterday with an assist. And Sarah Sparrow, a wicked shot from the point, able to find that far corner, put the Ducks up 1-0 as they look to win their first game ever.
The Ducks will be starting the period on a penalty kill, the Sirens with the power play. And this will last for about 1 minute and 50 seconds, I think, if the Ducks are lucky. If the Sirens are lucky, it will be less time than that.
So another face-off won by the Ducks, and that time it was Lucy Parrington, and that's rimmed down by Stringer. Back is York with it, though, and she nearly loses that as the rough ice there had the puck bouncing. Edney with it on her stick, stretches it across over to Newmark, who was able to touch that, but on the wrong side of center, but it is waved off. So Carson back. Can't get that past Newmark. Wrapped around, shot on save. Davis Tope, and the puck's in the slot, and it comes out to the dangerous Edney. Edney gives it over to York, or Porcini, sorry, who gives it back to Edney, who one-times that, but that goes wide. Stringer poke checks that one. Winda in front and sent down to the side. Puck centered now, shipped into the corner. It's Porcini who will get there first for the Sirens as Lucy Parrington gives chase. It comes back now to Newmark, walks the line, sends it over there for Edney. Edney with a shot on and gloved there by the big netminder. Davis Tope there for the Ducks.
Davis Tope had time to see that one coming. And he took a pretty decent shot, but it was high. Not the highest percentage option you can take from out there on this thing. They had the players in the slot. Throw a low shot and trying to get the rebounds. Yeah, it's generally a pretty good choice.
Really great job there by Davis Tope, too. Edney, she shot that over to the blocking arm, probably hoping to look for a rebound, but Davis Tope able to catch that one right on the blocker and get the face-off. Puck's now behind the net, centered in front. Krulak has it. It bounces into the slot area. Now collected there by Sparrow as she looks to clear that, but kept in there by Roberts. Sparrow has it again now, and she will get that all the way on net there of Moonen, who's forced to shovel that one into the corner.
Does count as a shot, too, that one.
So good forecheck here by Johnson, battling up there with Calabria, and Johnson now will pick that up behind the net on shorthanded. Johnson just killing some time. She's got Krulak crashing the net. If she can find her, she's wide open. Walks out instead, takes a shot. It's there loose in the slot, and the Sirens do clear that one as the Ducks come close shorthanded.
It's the first time we've seen that through this game, and great play there by the Ducks to get that forechecking pressure. The Sirens just looking a little bit rattled there, and we've got 15 seconds to go on the power play for the Sirens.
Here's Roberts sending it over there for Moon, stolen there by Krulak, and she's got the forecheck going here shorthanded as the Ducks have a little bit of energy going to the legs here. And with that, Dixon's back on the ice, so we're 5-on-5. The Ducks kill another power play now here, still leading 1-0 early in the second period. Roberts rims that up. It's going to be kept in there by Krulak. She has Porcini chasing her, who will pick up that puck and take that to the safety of her own net. York now on the near side half wall, rims that up, collected by Gallagher. Shot on bouncer, it is loose as Mendham was there looking for the rebound, but Moonen was able to cover that as the Ducks came close again.
That shot in there from the point by Gallagher, you can see it arrives at the goalie at a bit of a half volley, just sort of skips in, and they're really awkward bounces if you're a goaltender. One, I feel sorry for you, and two, they're really tricky to try and catch because it is bouncing at weird angles and strange things can happen. And Sirens are a little bit lucky there that the Gallagher shot didn't create a bit of a really good rebound. And I think the Sirens were 6 on at the ice at the moment. Just Newman saunters over to get a change.
Another face-off there by Crawley, this time against the captain, Edney, so she's still perfect. We're on face-off watch now for Tanya Crawley. Mendham has it in the corner now. She's got no one in front of the slot, so carries it out herself. The puck comes loose, but now back to the point for Stringer. Porcini chasing, intercepted there by Payne, and she'll spring out Winda. Winda one-on-one on Carson, takes it wide. Carson forces her there. It is centered, and Edney just missed that one as she came close to tying the game.
Carson saw the threat there. There was an odd player rush coming. Carson moved back early and shut off the option. So great play there by Carson to have the vision to see that coming. She lives in a time warp, Georgia Carson.
So that was
McMahon
McMahon
sees everything coming.
Shoveling that one up. It's now a bouncing puck on the stick of Winda. She evades the stick check there by Mendham and shovels that deep. Forecheck on for Edney, but the puck's on the stick of Stringer. It's bounced off, and Edney will collect that now behind the net. Evades one, and a nice pass, but it goes through absolutely everyone, and Newmark now forces to shovel it deep. Winda turns away from the defender, centers it, but intercepted there by Mendham. She'll try to shovel that out, but a great pinch there by Newmark, although it did eventually clear the blue line, so the Sirens are forced to tag up. Puck's now with Crawley, sends it across over to Stringer. Just a little miscommunication there with Jackowitz, and now here's a spring. It's a breakaway for York. York in on Davis Tope, makes the move, takes the shot, save Davis Tope as the Ducks netminder blocks a grade A scoring opportunity there for the Sirens as York was in all alone.
And it came from a badly timed change there by the Ducks. It was a bit sloppy on it. They left no one at home.
And here's Cryan now, winds up, sends it in front, comes out to Pickering, who takes the shot, and Davis Tope big at the top of her crease. Covers that one up and keeps this game 1-0 here in the second period.
You'll see the breakaway here on the replay. There's no Ducks back, and that's because they'd all gone for a bit of a badly timed change. It is tricky in the second to get a change. Your bench is on the wrong side of the defensive line. If you don't time it absolutely spot on right and you get an inopportune turnover, then that's when those opportunities arrive. The Ducks very lucky there that Davis Tope managed to contain that one.
Great read, too, by Davis Tope. You know, as a goaltender, when those pucks stretched out in front of you like that on the back end as the forward coming in, you know the only move is to cut it back to the forehand. And Davis Tope read that perfectly and was able to stop that one. But here come the Ducks. It's now with Yates in the offensive zone. She's stopped up there by the Sirens defender, but Cashin now centers it, and a stick lift there by Calabria stops a grade A scoring chance. Puck dumped in deep there by Blondin. Cashin's going to go in for the chase. She'll win that there, and a slash there by the defender goes uncalled. Cashin now centers it into the slot. It misses everyone, but Jackowitz does her best to keep it in, and it just fortuitously hit the linesman, and that allowed Calabria to collect it. Otherwise, that would have went all the way back there to the Ducks defender. Puck's just battling there in front of the Sirens bench. It comes out now to Borg. Will come over the blue line, wind up, take a shot, again, right into the chest of Davis Tope, who makes her 13th straight save of the game.
Davis Tope having a pretty good game so far. She's made, 100% save record, but she's made some big saves too when she needed to. That earlier breakaway was a game-defining save there for Jade, who would have been had to do a lot of recovering from yesterday's game. That was a pretty tough day for her.
And I think
she screwed her head on and she's back.
It speaks a lot too for the Ducks, playing a much better defensive game in front of her. This is the first time she hasn't faced at least 20 shots in the first period, right?
Yep.
So, you know, she's able to ease into the game, and she's doing well. And here comes Godfrey now with the puck on her stick. But Krulak just had a little bit too much gas going into the offensive zone, and she trickled out offside.
Krulak looked back to say, I wasn't offside, but we're right on the line here where we can see it, and she was offside.
Yeah, she tried to drag her foot there, but just wasn't able to do it. And the puck now will be here faced off in front of the Duck zone. Edney tries to win that forward, but up to it was Tran, and nice pass by Parrington, and a shot on by Krulak goes off the glove there, and Moonen. Nice pass by Godfrey, gets it back to Parrington, who's going to leave it for Tran. Tran's just going to shovel that back down to Parrington, who's going to try to get that over to Krulak, but that was intercepted by the Sirens, and Porcini not able to collect it. So Julia Tran now for the Ducks will take it behind her own net. Oh, what a move there to break some ankles from a basketball terminology as she forced the Sirens player to fall down. Parrington now with it, takes a shot. It bounces off the stick, and Moonen able to cover that one up as Krulak was going hard to the net.
Moonen doing exactly the right thing. She's just giving her team a chance. She could have elected to keep playing it, but instead swallowed it up, broke the play up, and this gives the Sirens a defensive zone face-off, which, as we know, is a great counter-attacking opportunity. The Ducks' defense have crept right in. They want to be careful they don't get anyone behind them.
So puck sent down the length of the ice, and that touched no one. So as Sparrow gets back first, we will have an icing, and we'll do it all again in the Siren zone.
14 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the second. It's the Ducks 1 to the Sydney Sirens 0 in a much more exciting close tussle than we had yesterday. Gossi, I think by this stage yesterday they'd blown out to about 7-1, and this is an enthralling performance by both teams.
So face off here, Crawley up against the captain Edney, and Crawley wins it again. She's still perfect. I love this. Shot on. Crawley there looking to defend it. Edney still has the puck on her stick, and she's going to take that through the neutral zone. She's got Porcini with her, but Porcini just forced to stop up and was just delayed as Edney made that extra move at the blue line.
The Ducks there were a little bit fortuitous that the Sirens attack was just a little bit offside. There was a 3-on-2, quick breakout, and we know how dangerous that can be. If your forwards, if you deep-pinch right in, you get a bit ambitious to kind of shoot that puck in and generate that shot. If the puck gets behind you, you're in a lot of trouble.
Crawley now facing off against York. Crawley wins it again. Mendham has it there just inside the blue line and cleared out by Blondin right to the stick of Dowell. She passes it up to Cryan, who looked to get past Briar Johnson, but a nice job there by the youngster to stop her up. It's deep now, sent cross ice, looking for Mendham, but a great pinch there by Moonen, and she'll take that into the offensive zone. She'll wind, take a shot, and right back into the chest of Davis Tope, who's seeing pucks like a beach ball tonight, Carl.
Yeah, she's making it look easy, and it's not, of course. Any of you who have played goalie, you realise just how difficult it is. I think as a player, we always look at goalies and think, that looks really hard, but it's not until you do it that you realise just exactly how hard it is, and it's much harder than any of us thought. But great job, too, by both goaltenders at the moment. They've both been under a lot of pressure.
Another stick save there by Davis Tope. She steers that one into the corner. Cryan is going to get there first for the Sirens. She'll walk out, look to give it across there. A shot on, and that just goes wide by Moon. Puck's on the half wall. A pinch there by the Sirens defender. Keeps it in. It's on the stick now, centered into the slot area. Jakowitz can only keep that away from Cryan momentarily. She curls away there from Blondin, stops up on the half wall. She's got a shooting lane now, decides to take it, and she scores! Cryan with a great move off the half wall, able to bring that just over the dot and beat Davis Tope, blocker side to tie the game here at 1.
She found that gap just over the pad, and not much you can do about that with a good shot with a fair bit on it. A little bit too much time and space out on that, out in the position that she had too much room, and the Ducks will need to just shut down those options in close. Just to be a bit more physically assertive in that circumstance. We're now 1-1 with 13 minutes to go in the second. The Sirens starting to pour on a bit of pressure. Will that be the impetus they need to pour it on? Can the Ducks get back in the lead?
Well, it'll be interesting to see the character growth, right? They had the 1-0 lead yesterday, and the minute the tie came, it was all Sirens. Let's see what the Ducks can do here. Now the puck knocked forward there by Edney. Gallagher's back and hits the leg there of Edney and not able to get it out, but does eventually. It comes onto the stick there of Godfrey, who's in her own zone and just leaving it there for Gallagher. Goes cross ice for Parrington, drops it there for Godfrey, who's coming in with speed. She's coming in on Robert. She's going to wind, get rubbed out there. Look to collect the puck, though, and she'll send that over to Krulak in the far side corner. Krulak, though, watched by Newmark. She recycles that back down to Godfrey. Centers it there for Krulak. Has it on the backhand. Gets it over to Parrington, who now gives it over to Godfrey. So good offensive pressure following the goal. And Godfrey sent that in front, and it hit Edney and back into the corner. The captain, Parrington, looked to get that back to the point. And Justine Krulak comes in and just forces Newmark back. Newmark, though, now will find Porcini, and the Sirens are out. Edney going to the net. Porcini looking to find her. Gallagher pushes her aside, and Edney can only shovel that into the far side corner.
If I know Gallagher well, she'll be looking at Edney every time.
Newmark back to Edney. Edney with a shot, and there is Davis Tope. Big in the crease as she gobbled up that shot from the goal scorer there, Sarah Edney, who had 5 yesterday.
Yeah, so far, just the, well, in fact, none so far for Edney, which is unlike her. We know she's the captain of the Sydney Sirens, and she certainly leads by example for that. She's their #1 goal scorer throughout the season so far.
So that goal was by Hannah Cryan to tie the game, assisted by Lucinda York. York's 4th goal of the series, our 4th point of the series. And here comes Mendham, who centered that over to Crawley, who's just able to shovel it forward. Johnson got another shot on, and it's there on the side of the net. The puck is loose, though, behind it. Asiem Pereira's right there, and eventually Moonen able to get her blocking arm on that, and the whistle goes.
A bit of a to and fro hockey. Holland, if you actually have a look at Holland, she's wearing a jersey that looks about 5 sizes too big. And,
probably because that's Tanya Crawley wearing Damien Holland.
It could be. It's a big jersey on a little girl.
Yeah,
but
so
by golly, there's a lot of fight in this little girl. I'll tell you that for free.
So Crawley wins another face-off, but a great job there by Cryan to win that, and she's fresh off a goal, and you can see it's gone straight to her legs. She drops that for York. Nice pinch there by Sparrow, though. Not able to get that past Payne, and now here comes Johnson. There's 3 Ducks here. It could be a 3-on-2. Crawley back over to Mendham now on the backhand, but just bounced and wasn't able to control that. It's now on the point. It's Carson fresh off the bench. Backhands that one just wide. It's now with Mendham. Looks to center it. It's loose there in the slot, but eventually collected by Pickering, who's going to skate that down the ice. Pickering in on Stringer. Stringer knocks her down. Officials looking. No hand up, so no penalty here. It's with Johnson, and she'll rim that around, but no duck there. Moon pinches. Stolen here, though, by Mendham, and we have a 2-on-1. So here comes Mendham. In the offensive zone. She looks to center it there for Crawley. Puck's just sitting there in the slot. And first back is Newmark to collect there for the Sirens. Puck just won there by Carson. Looks to center it to Crawley. It's going to go all the way in on net. And eventually push side. And Heather Ryland fresh in front there for Yates as she fanned on that one in the slot. So plenty of offensive pressure here for the Ducks midway through the second. It's 1-1 on a power play goal by the Ducks in the first, and then Cryan tying it up just moments ago. Here comes Edney, though, in for the Sirens. Wines takes a shot, kick save. Puck's loose, though. Davis Tope is down, and the puck now in the corner there by Gallagher.
Beautiful poke check there by Gallagher to break up the attack there by Edney. She saw the threat and managed to stick the puck out and just break up the rhythm.
Here's Cashin in the offensive zone. Winds up, takes a shot right into the glove there of Moonen.
I'm sure that'll make the highlight reels a little bit earlier. We had Edney on a beautiful attack, and Gallagher racing back and just covering it up, and timed a poke check beautifully. Just broke up with the rhythm of that attack, and as a result, the Ducks managed to maintain the 1-1 situation with 9 minutes and 47 seconds to go in the second.
So Parrington wins that face up to the side, but Roberts is there for the Sirens. It comes to the point there for Tran, who sent that in, but intercepted there by Roberts, and she's going to gallop through the neutral zone. She tried to find Cryan there, who's looking to push that puck into the center area, but Sparrow will shovel that up there for Parrington. Parrington's head up now. She'll find Godfrey, who's streaking now into the offensive zone. Krulak going to the net, and Godfrey just forced to shuffle back and stick handling in a phone booth there, but not able to find a teammate as the Sirens swarm her. Puck's in the corner. It's pitched up there to Pickering. She'll look to get that one out, but can only get it as far as Carson. Carson steps up on Pickering, and York collects the loose puck, and she'll come into the zone now, take a shot on, and it nearly handcuffs Jade Davis Tope there as she looked to catch it, and it just bounced off her pad. A nice play there by Carson just to get that up on the wall. Godfrey was streaming for it, and Parrington wasn't able to find her. Carson mishandles that one, and that's going to allow the Sirens to collect it, but it does bounce off a skate out of the zone, and That
Sirens
one will be offside.
Great play there by everyone. The ice is starting to slow down a little bit because we didn't get the cut between the first and second period. So you'll notice players all starting to slow down a bit, and the puck movement in particular will significantly slow throughout the second, and it'll be even worse in the third because we haven't got time to get the cuts that we would normally
So
have.
Borg is the one that does it, finally beating Tanya Crawley in the faceoff dot as her undefeated streak ends here 12 minutes into the second. So Sirens have it there on the point. It does come out into the neutral zone, and it's now on Crawley's stick. She gives that over to Mendham, who looked to get that around Payne, but stolen here now and sent up by Levitt. So Levitt and Calabria coming into the zone. A nice move by Levitt, but a fan shot there steered aside by Davis Tope.
Forced to take a shot from a distance there. Good defensive pressure there by Blondin.
Puck comes in through the slot, but collected now by Mendham. She'll skate that only as far as the blue line as the Sirens shovel that deep into the corner. Leavitt sends that on. It goes off the stick of Davis Tope and straight to Britt Mendham. So here Mendham is. She's rubbed out there by Leavitt, and Payne sends that back out into the neutral zone. Blondin there, though, for the Ducks. Chips that up for Briar Johnson, who shovels that into the zone, and McMahon now with it for the Sirens. Nice pass there up to Levitt, who just shovels that over to Edney, but it just was behind her, and that allows the Ducks now to clear it down into the neutral zone. It's now with Mendham. Mendham with Holland. She's 1-on-3, takes a shot, and that just goes wide. She'll collect her own rebound, though, and take it into the corner. The Ducks' fresh legs on the ice. She's pushed out by Moon, and in with support is Porcini, but so is Crawley. So 4 players battling for it there in front of the Christmas trees. And finally, the whistle goes there as the players tied that one up, and the refs had seen enough and just going to drop the puck for a face-off.
This has been a pretty exciting period of ice hockey, I've got to say, Gossie. It's working out well for both teams. The Sirens with the goal, but not able to get the goals that they would have been expecting after yesterday's effort. Big change to the Ducks in particular. I think the addition of Sparrow has made a massive difference, and Mendham as well with that extra speed and pace in centre.
And you can't go past the face-off prowess of Crawley, but the team is looking good. It's 1-1 here, 13 minutes in, but the puck is on the stick here. The Ducks in their own zone as they're being pressured by the Sirens. They will get it out to Ryland, and Jakowicz is streaming through the middle. Ryland now with it, takes it wide. Moon forces her out there. She looks to center, and a bouncing puck is going to be collected here by Newmark. You know she can score. She had 3 yesterday, streaming in on the right-hand side. Takes a shot and a save there by Davis Tope.
Just didn't quite get onto the puck there, Newham. So it's just a little bit of a missed shot.
Edney wasn't able to collect that one, and now it will be Tran behind her own net. She chips that up there for Cashin, who rims it up for Ryland. Ryland has Jakowicz helping her out. It's 2-on-2. In the offensive zone, a shot on, rebound, shoveled into the corner by Moonen. It's now with Moon, who's being chased there by Ryland. Moon chips it forward and collected by Borg. Carson pinches, and she'll win that puck battle and just chip that as far as Newmark. She sends that high, deep into the Siren zone, and that will be icing as that hit no one and just went all the way down the length of the ice.
I think one of the most fascinating parts of this game that we've seen so far, Gossie, is the way that the vision of Georgia Carson.
Oh, yeah.
It's like there's a bubble of time that just surrounds her everywhere on the rink, and she seems to arrive at the puck just at the right time almost every single time she's on the ice. It's uncanny how she does it. It's like it's this, it looks like slow motion, but it's perfectly timed. It's absolutely beautiful to watch.
These young players, the Ducks, I think they don't realize what they have in Georgia Carson, Lucy Parrington, Sharna Godfrey, some of these vets that have done it at that high level. It's just learning to make those smart decisions, as you said, high percentage plays.
Not only that, but also just the intensity that's constantly sustained. They haven't let up so far throughout this game, either team, and that's been great to see.
So here it is now in the offensive zone for the Ducks on the stick of their captain. Dropped for Sharna Godfrey with a move and a shot on, but Moonen equal to the task as Krulak and Parrington were there just waiting to pounce on the rebound.
So you see the rebound here on the replay. Godfrey gets a shot on, and it's bouncing around loose, and Parrington just not quite able to get it past Moonen, who did a fantastic job of getting everything in the way and shutting that one down. A great chance there for the Ducks.
So game is tied, shots 21-15 in favor of the Sirens with just under 6 minutes remaining here in the second. Face-off won by Parrington. It's back to Godfrey. It bounces off the back, and it's nearly handcuffed Moonen there, but it was collected by Roberts, who circles back and rims that up on the wall. A pinch there by Blondin, and Pickering collects that as she goes one-on-one here on Stringer. Pickering winds, takes a shot, and Davis Tope swallows up that one.
So that was a good play there in the defensive run there. Stringer just occupying the space forcing the Sirens wide, and in the end that makes that a pretty routine shot that Davis Tope had to save. It's a good angle for a goalie to pick it up from.
Yeah, I can tell you what, with 37 shots on, for both sides, the goalie's doing a really good job of rebound control so far tonight, not leaving much for the forwards.
And both teams do a good job of owning in defensively the space in front of the net as well. I think that's been a big pickup today for the Ducks so far, as they just haven't let that sloppy stuff go in the slot.
The puck's up on the wall now, and it's Krulak who's going to give that over to Godfrey. Parrington's right behind her if she needs it. She's going to drop it to the captain, and Parrington now with a shot, blocking arm save there by Moonen as that goes out into the corner. Krulak pinned up there with Winda deep in the corner, and in with support is Parrington. Godfrey knocks that off the stick though, and now she has it. Walking out of the corner, pushed up forward, and nice pinch by Stringer. Roberts though does get it over to her captain, and the Sirens are going to get it out. Blondin passes that over there to Godfrey, who gives it up to Parrington. Nice one-touch pass over to Krulak, and Winda breaks that one up for the Sirens. It's shoveled over there for Porcini, who comes in on the offensive zone, takes a shot on, that goes wide, all the way down to the other side, and Newmark was there if it weren't for the captain, Lucy Parrington, there for the Ducks.
Parrington didn't have much time to move there. Newman was right on her and gave her a little option, but to dump it behind her. But
great pass there by Godfrey, and Parrington's just going to send that right on and force Moonen to shovel that into the corner.
They were pretty keen to get a change.
Here's Godfrey, though, still on the ice. She's going to power her way out in front, and Crawley was there but couldn't get a stick on it, and Pickering's going to come the other way. You can just see the energy of Godfrey. She's already been out for 2 minutes, and she's just going end to end there.
And just the timing again there of Carson. Just makes it look so easy.
What a passing play there by the Sirens, but not able to connect as the Ducks will get that out into the neutral zone. It's Cryan who will send it over there for Payne. Her head's up looking for Pickering. A pinch there by Carson. Breaks it up but can't steal the puck as Pickering now centers that over to York. York poke check by Crawley. Still has it on the puck though. A bouncer there goes over the net. And now will be one there in the corner by the Sirens. Walking out, circles back. This is Cryan with it. Shovels it deep, looking to crash the net. And the puck will now be won by Mendham. Chips it up to Crawley, who has it now. Just stolen by Payne, and as Payne touches up, there is going to be a body contact penalty, and it's going to go against the Sirens. And it will be Pickering who just knocked down Mendham as the Ducks are going to go to their 6th power play of the game, 1 for 5 so far tonight.
So one of the things that's been letting the Sirens down a little bit, they have spent a lot of time in the box, and that hasn't helped their chance to get the scores up. It does just reduce the scoring chances they get. They can sometimes get out behind the Ducks, and they had that happen once a little bit earlier. So the Ducks need to be careful not to get overconfident, but I think the defence has tightened up a lot today in this game compared to yesterday, a much improved defensive structure.
Another face-off one there by Crawley. A shot on goes into the corner. It's Mendham who has it, far side, gives it back to Sparrow, who scored the power play goal in the first. She still has it here, takes a shot on, and looking for a rebound was Crawley, but Moonen gave nothing.
Good play there, but getting that shot on, down low, trying to get that high percentage and look for the rebound. And Tanya Crawley, honestly, she's been a revelation today. We did see her in that CCM National Women's Competition just a few weeks ago, where she absolutely came to the fore in the team she was playing for, and was outstanding in that. And rising up to this level, she's showing that she belongs, that's for sure.
So here, make a little change here for the Ducks. They get out the power play 1. It's Parrington who's going to be facing off here. She's going to look to win it to the strong side back to Krulak, and I imagine they'll be trying to get that puck over to Godfrey. So Carson now with it. They will get it to Godfrey. She's going to wind and fans on that one, as that was exactly what they had drew up previous to the faceoff. It comes back to the point now there. A nice pass over to Carson by Godfrey. Carson now with a shot deflection, but that goes wide. Puck's there behind the net. It goes over to Gallagher, who looks to center it, but no one there. But a great job by Parrington to allow that to go over to Godfrey. A pinch there by York as Godfrey battles on that, and York will get that out, but only as far as Carson. Ducks wait for it to...
Just Ducks a smidge offside there. The puck brought across the line. Not sure if it was Carson or Godfrey that did it, but not quite able to square up the Ducks. But beautiful play there. You can see Carson, again, just showing you the wisdom of what she does. She took that shot out from a distance. Didn't have a lot on it, but it forces rebounds. Down low on the goalie's pads, get in tight, get a player in the net ready to pick it up, and sooner or later you get the lucky bounce, and that's where you score a lot of dirty goals.
So Sierra on the power play still. Parrington loses that face-off, and Porcini hits that right into the back of the linesman, and that's going to allow the Ducks to get into the zone. Gallagher battling hard. Parrington has it on her stick, being watched there by the Sirens, but stick handling nicely to evade that. It comes back here to Godfrey, who makes a nice move around Porcini, but Newmark gets it and sends that all the way on net, and that was a bit dangerous, and she has forced to cover up is Davis Tope, as Gallagher was able to get that, and technically, according to the rules, because that came from the other side of the red line, the Ducks aren't allowed to change, but between you and me, Sparrow just snuck on for Gallagher, so a little bit of dark arts there by the Ducks.
No one will say anything about that, but I think it was a shot anyway, Gossie.
Yeah.
I don't think that particularly matters. The power play should be over very shortly. We just don't have it on the system at the moment to tell you, but it'll be back to 5-on-5 very shortly.
Yeah, face-off won by the Ducks, though, and here comes Sparrow fresh off the ball, off the bench. Hits that up, and that's an awkward bounce off the wall there. And Krulak now is going to find Godfrey, who's got some space here, so she's got a shooting lane. She's going to wind up, take the pass. Oh, my! Parrington close on the doorstep, just deflected that one wide. And the Sirens now are going to spring York in alone on Davis Tope. Takes a shot, and a great save there by the netminder. Dixon shovels it up the wall. It gets over to Godfrey. Godfrey with a nice move to make some space. She'll take that into the neutral zone and just switch that over to Krulak. Krulak stops up. She's being watched by the defender there. It's going to come out to the point. Kept in, but Parrington forced back by York.
10 seconds to go on the power play.
Puck now with Blondin. She's going to wind up and just skate that into the zone. It's stopped up by Edney and now comes back to Parrington. So back to 5-on-5. Parrington has it, shovels it over there to Blondin, who sends that down behind the net. Krulak will be first one there for the Ducks. It's going to bounce in front. Parrington looking for it, but it comes to Krulak. Godfrey's calling for it, but Edney stole that off Krulak and sends that high over for Borg and springs her for another breakaway. So here comes Borg on Davis Tope. Davis Tope down, and the puck goes wide.
That's that danger. So after the power play, you can see the Sirens got the player on behind them. The Ducks not quite alert enough to pick up
Edney
on
winds with a shot and a stick save there by Davis Tope. Yeah, we've seen it a few times, that stretch pass, the alley-oop, as you call it, by the Sirens. And here they come, giving it to Godfrey. So the Ducks, their chance now. Godfrey stopping up, waiting for support, makes a move into the slot. Not able to get past the fourth defender, but it comes back to her. So Godfrey, puck on her stick, comes in front, shot, bounces off the back of the netminder and collects her own rebound. Godfrey stick handling in a phone booth. She's a woman on a mission right now as she looks to add to her goal tally of the series. Winda, though, collects it in her own slot area and sends that down the length of the ice. And as long as that crosses the line, it will be icing, and Borg will be forced back onto the ice for the Sirens.
He's trying to do a sneaky gossy and get off the ice, but no such luck on that occasion. The linesman very alert to that particular move.
Look at that. So that was Godfrey trying to bounce it off the back of Moonin, but got lucky there, Moonin, as that bounced off into the corner.
I'm sure, Gossy, there's no such thing as luck for goalies. So I'm always told.
You got me there.
21 seconds to go in the first.
So Crawley
it's a 1-1.
Wins another face-off there, and a shot on intercepted by Winda, and now sent over there for Leavitt. Leavitt's in a foot race there with Stringer. Stringer wins that, sends it on the wall, but there's plenty of space, and Edney is wide open in the slot, but the Sirens weren't able to find her.
A bit of a lapse there defensively.
Mendham forces that back, a shot on, there's a rebound available, and down is Davis Tope as the buzzer goes. So an enthralling game so far here. A 1-0 lead in the first by the Ducks on the power play, only with Cryan scoring midway through the second to make it 1-1 as we go all square to the dressing room.
Just a little bit of heat there too. A little bit of a push and shove in front of net just at the finish of the period, as though there was some space. And we are getting a cut between 2 and 3, so we are probably going to get an interview now, I think, if I can see Zoe looking to grab one of the players and have a quick chat to them. We're just looking to see if that's going to happen or not. Or if not, we will cut to a break very shortly. But in the meantime, it is all tied up at 1 goal apiece. And we don't have, looks like we're not having an interview. Oh no, we do. There comes Zoe. She's going to grab, looks like she's going to grab Neve Gallagher. And Neve Gallagher injured yesterday, and her loss from the ice was a big one for the Ducks. But she's back on today, and she's made a huge difference. She's nullified a number of attacks of the Sirens, danger woman Sarah Edney, and done some great poke checking, and that's been
so
fantastic.
We'll cut over to Zoe right now, who's with Neve Gallagher. Let's hear what we have to say.
changes between last night's game and today?
Yeah, there's certainly been some changes. We've had a lot more players today, so we've got a lot of change there. We're keeping it quick, we're keeping it fast, we're keeping it hard. We're not giving ourselves a break, we're not giving them a break. We want to keep them going. We've got enough defense players, we're running them through. Yeah.
Nice. And with no ice cut between the first and the second, how did bench management or the fatigue management come into the bench?
I think it's a lot of like keeping the positive energy. Our team's got a lot of it. We're really hyped up. Obviously, this is our exhibition year. We're trying our best to keep our heads up. It's rough, but it's good. You know, we're keeping it going. Without a break, it's tiring, but we're keeping our heads up. We're going hard, fast, no matter what, you know?
Yeah, fantastic. And now to get those extra points on the board, what's going to change to get a little bit more zone time in the third for the Ducks?
I think we've got a good defense so far. I think all we've got left is just keep that offense. We're getting our shots on. Like in this period, we definitely took it a lot harder into the forward zone. And I think this period coming up, we're going to keep going. We want that win. With our passage, we're going for it, you know?
We wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much, Neve. We'll see you on the third. Thank you, Anton and Carl.
So that's the girl they call Nugget, and there's some nuggets of knowledge there. And Carl, I think she hit the money on the head, eh?
Well, absolutely. It's all about maintaining that intensity and not having any lapses. Much better game from the Ducks. There was a couple of times when they were just a little bit on their heels, but it didn't last long enough, and the Sirens weren't quite able to capitalise on it. There was a couple of breaks, but Davis Tope did a great job of making some critical saves at key moments there as well, which is keeping the Ducks in the game too. But Neve Gallagher makes a very valid point that they've turned down their lapses, and they've managed to be much more consistent this time around, and that's what they needed to do to yesterday's game, there were flashes when the two teams were very competitive, and we've seen that a lot more today, and the scoreline obviously reflective of that, with it all tied up at 1 goal apiece at the end of the second period. So the third period promises to be an absolute cracker. We'll be looking forward to that. So we will be back with you in 10 minutes. It's 5:10 now. We'll be back to you at 5:20. So hang on to your hats, and we'll be back for you shortly.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
You play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
the smallest details to feel just right.
So when you lace up your skates,
Put on your helmet,
flex your stick, or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear.
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
because when things feel just right,
Who knows where your best will take you?
This game is our canvas.
our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way.
The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies, but in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
confidence?
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
You play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
the smallest details to feel just right.
So when you lace up your skates,
Put on your helmet,
Flex your stick.
or put on your pads,
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
and they got the art down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear.
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
Because when things feel just right,
Who knows where your best will take you?
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way. The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies. But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Welcome back to the iceHQ ice rink here at Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, for the second game of the exhibition series between the Melbourne Ducks and the Sydney Sirens, and we are being treated to an absolute cracker. Yesterday, not so much, but today, at the end of the second, it's 1 goal apiece. We have 20 minutes to play in this game, and it is 1 goal each. Very, very tight game indeed, and we're being absolutely privileged to watch this one. We're about to get underway in the third.
The Ducks have a vision of what they need to do. Let's see if they can have the composure to finish off this period and look for their first win of their exhibition series. The puck's in the offensive zone here now. It bounces up. Sarah Edney, though, sends it over to a open side, and Julia Tran for the Ducks will get it first. She's being watched there by York, decides to rim it behind the net. It bounces with the fresh ice over to Porcini. It's centered, and Davis Tope is down and covers that one up as the always dangerous Sarah Edney was looking for a rebound there on the doorstep.
Well, we were just getting a little bit of a chat earlier, and Sarah Parrington was saying, sorry, not Sarah Parrington, Lucy Parrington was saying that the big difference that the Ducks have had to make today is to be a bit more urgent. They were sitting on their back foot and waiting for the puck to come to them, and today they've been much better at going and getting it quickly and not letting the Sirens get that easy possession.
Crawley wins another face-off, and for those of you that know her, she's a great inline player who's electing to play ice. So once she gets those skating legs going, you know she's going to be super dangerous. But York has it here for the Sirens. She's going to send that back over to Payne, who keeps that in. Crawley now battles with her. Payne wins it out and sends it behind the net. Pickering has it, looks to bring it out in front, but just mishandles that one, and it goes out into the far side corner. It's back to Payne, who winds up, takes a shot, a bouncer. It's loose, and now behind the net. So Sirens electing to come out hard and try to catch the Ducks sleeping, as it's been all Sirens so far here, 1 minute into the third.
Everyone lost track of where that puck was, including Davis Tope. She had no idea. Lucky for her, it was behind the net.
Comes to the point, and a pinch there by the defender, gets it deep. It's going to come back to Payne, who's going to just shovel that back down to start the cycle once again here for the Sirens. York back to Payne. Payne brings it on the forehand. Watched there by Stringer, and all she can do is shovel it behind the net. A puck comes out into the high slot. It's now with Winda, blocked there by Stringer, and she gets her own rebound and shovels that behind the net. It's with York on the backhand. She gets it back now with a shot on, blocking arm save, or blocked, sorry, there by Briar Johnson now with the puck.
Ducks desperately need to get a change. They're crashing into each other at the moment, so they need to get a line change really quick.
So they have it now in the offensive zone, and puck comes out in the neutral zone there, and a great pinch there by Dixon to get that puck into the Siren zone. Comes back out, and off the ice there is Mendham. Could be borderline too many men, but Livet now has it, and she sends that through the crease. Puck now back. It's Calabria. Lost there to
Cashin did a great job of clearing the puck, prioritising getting the puck over the blue line. Turns the Sirens around.
And here comes Yates behind the net, looking to center it. It goes off the skater Roberts, but Jakowitz will get there first. Looking to center it for Cashin, but stolen there by McMahon, and she springs Calabria. So here's Calabria for the Sirens. Wines, takes a shot, but shoots that one wide. Newmark off the bench. She has that. Can't get past Nugget as Gallagher gets the puck. Gallagher, puck stolen by Edney. Edney cycles it back down to Newmark. Porcini going to the net, and that goes straight through the crease, but will be won by Edney. Edney back to Roberts. Roberts winds, takes a shot, deflected right onto the stick there of Davis Tope, as she had to react quickly to that deflection. Newmark back to center. A great job by Blondin to block that with her skate. And the Sirens come close to taking their first lead of the game. Puck now with Edney. A nice move. Gets it onto the forehand. Pushed off it by Cashin. Edney still with it. Gives it back to Roberts. Roberts with a shot. Looking for the deflection on the side of the net by Porcini, but couldn't get that one.
It's a very good sustained pressure by the Sirens.
Newmark back to Roberts again. A nice stick there by Yates to force that into the corner. Now Gallagher will battle with Porcini. Blondin takes that behind the net, but Newmark was there, and Gallagher comes in to support her D partner, and it will come onto the side here for the Ducks, who still can't get it out. It comes off a skate, and that will bounce down the length of the ice. Hand is not up, as that was a touch, so no icing, and the Ducks will get full-size line changes now.
A little bit of line out, a little bit of urgency that the Ducks are missing out on that little shift there. They're getting tired at the end of the period, the end of the shift, and they're just waiting for the puck to come to them. Got to be quicker at moving it.
Nice job there by Ryland to force the Sirens back. Krulak sends that back into the Siren zone, and it will be the Sirens through Moon, who gets that over to her D partner. Rims that up, looking for Borg. A pinch by Ryland's going to keep that in, and they'll send that deep again. Moon in the corner, looks to center. It's stolen there by Parrington, but now won by the Sirens as they send it out to Borg. Ryland's back, stops up. Borg's offside, so not able to touch it there was York. And here comes Parrington, the captain of the Ducks, through the neutral zone. Takes it wide, stops up, has it on her stick, sends it to the point. It's Ryland now looking to center it. It comes back over to Godfrey, bounces on her stick, but able to collect it. Great job by Payne to steal that off Godfrey, and Tran stops it up momentarily, and Ryland now forced just to dump that down the length of the ice.
Good decision there, Ryan. Just broke up the breakup, and Parrington now gets to go in and do the forecheck.
Sirens now with it in their zone. Skating out with it is Cryan, who gets it up to Edney. Edney looking it on Sparrow, takes a shot. That goes wide, but Calabria will be able to collect it for the Sirens. Looks to center it. Winda has space now. Wines looks to take a shot, blocked off the hand there of Sparrow and into the corner. Parrington has it, bounce it on the wall, can't get it past Roberts, who's having a great game or a great period, especially on this shift. But now here comes Godfrey. Makes a nice move. She's in alone. Sharna Godfrey hits that one high and wide. The Ducks, their first grade A scoring chance of the period. Here comes Levitt here for the Sirens. Gets around Carson. Levitt with it, winds, takes a shot, and right into the chest there of Davis Tope as she covers up for a whistle here after a frenetic back and forth play by both teams.
It's been a fair bit of urgency. The Ducks were caught under a lot of pressure for that first minute and a half, 2 minutes of the period. They're a bit just readjusting the pace. I think the Sirens have come out after the long break with a fair bit more heat in their skates, and they're really turning up the tempo. Look at that.
Sharna Godfrey doesn't often make any mistakes on that one, and she had the right idea, but just went a little high, and the Sirens able to escape that great scoring chance. Puck sent deep. It will go down the length of the ice, and hand is up for icing, and just as it crosses, the Ducks will be forced back in their zone.
A bit of a sneaky change there going on, but again it gets caught, and that's Jasmine Dixon, who was trying to get off the ice for Gallagher. But she's caught on the ice now. She'll probably be looking to get a change pretty much straight away as soon as the puck gets cleared out of the zone. But we'll wait and see what happens with that one.
Well, if you're the Ducks, you're happy that your centerman on the ice is Crawley. She's only lost one faceoff so far tonight. She's facing off against Cryan, and of course, Crawley wins that one, but it comes back to Payne here on the point. She takes a shot, looking for a tip in front, but that went through everyone. Johnson will take that back behind her own net, stopped up. York, though, with it. It comes into the corner, and Crawley will be first to it for the Ducks.
Probably looking there for a winger. And
stolen here, Pickering. Payne activates, takes that deep into the corner, looks to center it. Crawley pushes that back, and it hits the side netting, and Crawley now with a bit of space will look to send Johnson, but Cryan steals that one. Nice job using the body there by Dixon to evade that, and her teammate, or her like number falls down, and the Siren player is down, but Crawley's going down. She's 1-on-3, looks just to put it through the legs, and Crawley now looking to go through, can't get by, and could have a borderline interference there, but no call. And Cryan, good to see her get up and get to the bench, as there will be a face-off to the right of Moonen.
Cryan very slow to get back to her feet there after what was it? Just looked like a bit of a push and a reasonably fair contest for the puck. Just remember, this is not a non-contact game; it's a non-checking game. You are allowed a fair battle for position. It's always a bit of a line call with the referees as to what they say is okay or not.
So it looks like Cashin's going to try to win that back to Jakowitz, but it's a tie up there, and Yates goes in to chase. Edney, though, will have that on the half wall, just chips it up there for Newmark, and Porcini's streaming if she can find her, and she does. So here's Porcini in on Blondin, shovels that on, and Davis Tope just pushes that into the corner. Gallagher collects for the Ducks, can't get that past Newmark as they battle there on the wall. Porcini comes in to support. So does Cashin, and Cashin will win out and take that behind the net. Edney comes in, it ramps off her stick, pinned into the corner, and the Ducks decide to go the other direction. Gallagher gets it up to Jakowitz, just misses it, and Sirens able to keep that in. Blondin on the backhand, being watched by Porcini, decides to rim it around over to Niamh Gallagher. Gallagher can't get that away from the Sirens, and they activate, send it in front. Davis Tope comes across. Oh, as that one came close as the Sirens on the doorstep. That was Porcini, but didn't get much purchase on that, as you can see on the CCM all-out replay, and Davis Tope able to get across and cover up.
The Sirens starting to play a really high percentage option game here. They're putting those pucks in low and just getting a player in the slot looking for those rebounds. And if the Ducks keep letting them let that happen, then they will convert them sooner or later.
So Davis Tope up to 30 saves now in the game. She's only been beaten once, and that was by Cryan 7 minutes into the second. Puck now bounced into the corner. Godfrey's on the ice, and she's battling with Pickering behind the net. It's going to come out now to Tran, who puts her head up and just elects to go back as Cryan was on her tail.
Good to see Cryan out and obviously feeling okay after that earlier fall over.
Godfrey shovels that one up. It comes off her stick. It's stolen there by York. Gets it over to Pickering, and Tran has her stick held there by Pickering in a smart play. Lucy Parrington battling with York. Ryland comes in. Pickering now with a shot. That rims off the leg there of Davis Tope and goes wide. Ryland can skate this one out. She'll elect to push it up to Parrington, but just out of her reach. And now Winda will have it here in the Siren zone. Shoveled back up, and Winda gives it back to her Demon and McMahon. McMahon looking for Calabria, who gets a stick on it to negate the icing, and Tran will be forced back into her own zone. She's got Ryland around, but elects just to push it over to her captain in Parrington, who's got a bit of space here. Rims that up, looking for Godfrey, and now here she goes. Godfrey's got the legs, but great back check there by Cryan, and Godfrey just waits for her teammate, gives it over to Krulak, and Godfrey takes a tumble behind the net, and that's going to force Parrington in the corner to battle against two Sirens. Parrington falls down, gets it to Krulak, and it comes out into the slot to Carson. Carson gets the puck stolen there by Calabria, who will get that one out as she elects just to shovel that forward over for Winda. Stringer will get there first, though, for the Ducks. Can't get it passed off. Winda, who tied up there on the post, centers it, but just out of the reach there of Levitt. Edney, fresh off the bench now, just waits for her teammates to tie up and elects just to dump that down. Carson will get there first, but a forecheck there by Levitt, and Krulak now gets it up to Godfrey, who shovels it past Roberts. So Godfrey goes. She's got Crawley with her. Godfrey on the backhand, goes in, takes a shot, and knocked down and goes in hard into the boards. Both players down, but both get up, so that's a good sign. And here comes the captain, Edney, the other way. Edney drops it for Newmark. Newmark into the high slot area, winds up for a shot, and a blocking arm save there by Davis Tope. Edney throws it on. It goes to Porcini, looking to center it back to Edney, but comes down the other way. She'll give it to the point there to Roberts. Roberts winds, takes a shot. It's a bouncer, and nearly Newmark, who just swung and missed on that.
Everyone was handcuffed there by that rough bounce. It could have gone either way. The Sirens doing a good job of getting that puck in and just having players in that slot looking for that rebound. And
Mendham sent back by Edney, and Porcini now will battle there with Dixon. Dixon backhands it up to Briar Johnson. Mendham is skating out if she can get it. And there we go, a hard shot. This might go for icing as Payne will be first one back.
Yep. The Ducks forced back on as always. You cannot make that change.
So midway through the third period, we're still deadlocked at 1. You're almost at that next goal wins territory, don't you think, Carl?
It's a long way from that yet. There's a lot of hockey to be played, but it's pretty exciting. We're pretty excited here, I can tell you that much for free. So Ducks need to win this face-off and clear that puck out of the zone and get some composure.
Well, it's Tanya Crawley on the ice, so she doesn't lose many. She's only lost one so far tonight as she faces off against York, and she loses one here, and it's sent in front. Pickering tries to shovel that on, but that goes wide. It's Dixon now with it on her forehand in the far side corner. She's forced back there by York, takes it behind the net, still watched by York, and pushes that up there for Johnson. She's got Mendham, but doesn't find her and just sends it over to Moon. So the assistant captain there for the Sirens shovels it up there to York. York tried to push it up for Pickering, but the Sirens having to tag up here, and York now sends it deep, but just not on time.
Point. That was an absolute tribute there to Sparrow. She managed to prioritize. She's cleared the puck out of the zone and put all of the Sirens offside, and that bought a lot of time to get organised and ended up with them getting caught in and offside. Beautiful play there by Sparrow. She's made such a difference to this Ducks team today.
So here we are, Cashin tried to win the faceoff over to the side, but great job by Calabria to get it back to the point for Moon. Moon dumps it deep. The forecheck activated here by Calabria, but first will be there for his Blondin. Rims it up onto the half wall. Ducks are there, looking to get it out through Cashin, but kept in nicely by Moon and picked up now by Calabria. She falls over there. No penalty called there by Ciem Pereira. She was shaking her head. It's back to Moon now. Takes a seeing eye shot, but that one goes wide. Levitt will pick it up on the near side half wall. Curls away from Blondin, but Blondin able to get a stick on it. Blondin pushed up there by Levitt. Levitt down, so is Blondin. It's now in the slot area, and Bronwyn Cashin will pick it up here for the Ducks. She skates it out, pushes it over, gets it up to Jakowitz, who will just look to get the puck deep here for the Ducks. Cashin's there, so is Blondin, but Borg comes out with the puck, and she starts the offensive pressure here for the Sirens. Borg shot. That one goes wide, but first to the puck will be Winda. She'll curl and take it onto the forehand, look to get it back to Robert. She's got a shooting lane, and she takes it, but a great block there by Tran. York battling, falls down. Pickering now with Ryland behind the net, and it comes out onto the half wall where Yates and Roberts will battle. Ryland has it on the backhand. In comes Pickering. She wins that battle, but Yates comes in for support. It's pinned up there on the wall. 6 players all battling for it, and Cien Pereira has had enough as there's 8 minutes here remaining in the third period, still looking for a break of the deadlock.
And if you're a Sydney Siren around about now, you'd be getting a little bit worried. 1-1 with 8 minutes to play. This is a game that they would be absolutely expecting to win, especially after yesterday's performance. There's a bit of pressure on them now. They're the current reigning champions in the AWIHL, and they're playing against the exhibition team. They want to win this, so there's some pressure on them now. If they can respond well to that and get the goal up, that'll be great. But it will certainly test their mettle.
Well, here comes Krulak, and the Ducks have weathered the early storm, but they need to get one ahead if they want to win their first game. It's Roberts who's skating there past Krulak. Nice job by Parrington. Parrington over to Godfrey. She's crashing the net. Godfrey with a shot. Gloved and saved and covered there by Moonen.
That was a fantastic save there. Moonen needed to make that one. Godfrey had a good angle.
Yeah,
and, managed to try to get it over the shoulder.
It was a smart play by Parrington to shovel it there and just crash the net. And you saw what Godfrey was trying to do. She was trying to get a rebound just to drop there for Parrington to tap in, but a great job with the rebound control there by Moonen. Well, the faceoff's won. Godfrey just shovels that over far into the offside corner. A battle there as Parrington pins up on the point, but the Sirens do get it up to Porcini. A shot on, deflected, Godfrey scores! The Ducks have done it! Sharna Godfrey on the doorstep deflects a shot in from the point, and they lead here 2-1 late in the third period.
It's just that high option percentage, get the puck down low in the net, force the rebound, have a player there to pick up the shot. And sooner or later it bounces the right way, and it bounces the right there. This time Sharna Godfrey, she's had a lot of opportunities and she manages to convert one.
And look what it means to Sharna Godfrey, the Selly going by the bench, going back to the netminder. The Ducks now have something to protect. What will this mean? The Sirens, as you mentioned, reigning champions from the AWIHL, they're going to look to get back in this game, but the Ducks have 7.5 minutes to keep playing this strong game, and you'd think that they'd want to probably get one more. You can't just go all defense now.
Well, the interesting thing too will be what happens if we get down to 2 or 3 minutes to go and the Sirens pull the goalie. How can the Ducks respond to that 5-on-4, 6-on-5 pressure?
So here the puck in the zone, and you can hear the crowd, Sharna Godfrey, as they announce the goal here. The go-ahead goal, 2-1 in the third period with 7 minutes remaining. But the puck's on the stick of York. It comes out. Pickering has it. Delayed penalty. Pickering in front. It deflects. God, Davis Tope was down.
There'll be a penalty there on Sparrow, who will be done for 2 minutes for a trip.
So if you're the Sirens, this is what you need. 7 minutes remaining in the game. Sparrow, one of the top defenders for the Ducks, sitting in the box as Sarah Edney with a smile on her face. She's going to want a chance to tie this game.
So watch for the Ducks here to just try and bury the puck down the other end of the ice as much as they possibly can and run that clock down.
Interestingly enough as well, 5 forwards on the ice for the Sirens as Cryan and Edney are on the point. And here's Cryan. She scored from that point, the exact spot, twice so far. And it's now with Porcini. Back to Edney. Edney winds, takes a shot. It's loose. Cryan pushes that wide and collected now there by York. She curls away, puts it onto the half wall. It's Newmark now with it. Gets it back to Edney. Edney back to Newmark. Newmark down in the corner, centers that off and wide. It's with Porcini near side half wall. Back to Edney, the captain. She winds, gives it over to Newmark. Newmark's got a shooting lane now. Just shovels that down into the front, and now Godfrey has it short-handed, and she elects to shoot that high and wide and kill off some valuable seconds here on the penalty.
See how she didn't shoot that down quickly. She just lobbed it. That just takes another 5 or 10 seconds out of the penalty with 1 minute and 15 seconds to go.
So Edney gives it over to Cryan, who takes that over the blue line. She's got it on her off wing, makes a nice move into the slot area, but pushed to the side by Sharna Godfrey. Godfrey's been a revelation, 3 goals in this series so far, and now she'll go out and battle on it loose. So a 2-on-1 potentially here as Godfrey's battling in on the captain there of the Sirens. A shot on that just goes wide. She'll collect the rebound and just try to keep that away from Calabria.
This is where it's dangerous for the Ducks.
Oh, and a push down there by Edney on Tran. No call, though, and the Sirens will get that out now, and it's Newmark who has it on the blue line, winds in, looks in front. Calabria's going to the net. Elects to just pass that over. A shot now, save, loose. Down is Davis Tope, and she covers up with just 30 seconds remaining on this Sirens power play.
That's what they needed. The Ducks had been out. They get excited with a big rush. Cashin had sprinted down with on the attack, helping out Godfrey, but that meant she had to haul tail and get back very, very quickly, and she'd be tired. That's 2 lengths of the rink at absolute flat chat. So they needed this little break and this little reset to see if they can get their penalty kill for this last 30 seconds of the penalty.
Cashin shoves it over the side. It's Moon who has it. Just tries to evade the check there of Krulak. Drops it there for Calabria. Calabria's got Roberts on the point and finds her. Roberts back to Calabria. Calabria takes a shot on it. Davis Tope is down, but the puck is loose. Calabria now with it, gets it back to Roberts. Davis Tope back up. She can't see. Levitt's right in front of her. Roberts now notices that and takes a shot on a deflection, but a great save there by Davis Tope. Carson now in the corner, and Sparrow's back on the ice, so they kill the penalty, but the puck's still in the zone for the Ducks. Cashin has it, just clears that down the length of the ice, but a soft one most likely won't go for icing, which gives the Ducks a chance to change. 5 minutes, just under 5 minutes remaining here. The Sirens have to score to extend this game. Blondin shovels it forward, can't get it out. Moon sends that deep. First two will be Mendham. She's being watched by York. She wins that battle and just sends that up. A nice poke check there by Cashin as she's rubbed off by Roberts, and Edney's forced back into her zone.
I was about to say, Cashin had been out for a very long time. She finally gets the change she needed.
That misses everyone, and Blondin back, but Newmark goes in on her. Newmark wins out that battle, looks to center it there for Edney. It bounces and collected there by Crawley, but stolen by Edney. Edney, 7 points yesterday, not on the score sheet today, though.
Just over 4 minutes to play.
And Edney now with a shot. It's loose in the slot, cleared by Blondin, but kept in by Winda. It's with Briar Johnson now. She battles in against the captain there of Sarah Edney. Edney battling Briar Johnson there. Stepped on the puck was Niamh Gallagher, as that allowed Newmark to win that. It comes back to Payne. Payne just shields the puck away from Mendham. Johnson tries to collect, and she has it on her forehand, and she's got Crawley. Finds Crawley in on Winda. Winda steals that and turns back the other way. Winda looking to find York. Stolen there by Sparrow. She goes D-to-D over to Dixon. Dixon will get this out as she just pushes that forward to Johnson. Johnson tried to get that deep, but couldn't get it past Edney. It comes back to Crawley, who's pinned up on the wall there by York. Mendham has it now to Johnson. Johnson looking for Sparrow. Ducks would do well just to get this puck deep. But Newmark collects it. She's got it in her zone, the Sirens. Just over 3 minutes remaining here in the game. The Ducks up 2-1 after a goal by legend Sharna Godfrey. Mendham has it. She goes forward, just evades Cien Pereira, the referee. Mendham in now, takes a shot on, blocking arm save there by Moonen. Roberts with it, looks to center it out just off the skate of York, and first back will be Dixon, but the forecheck's on, and Porcini wants that puck. Dixon cycles it over. Pickering is there, though. Looks to center it. It comes out, but a great job by Jakowicz there to collect it and get it out to the neutral zone.
Prioritizing clearing that puck out of the zone. Just keep turning the Sirens around. Simple hockey.
Yates forces that, and it does clear out of the blue line, and Pickering now will have it, and she's being watched by Cashin. Comes back to Tran, look to go across, and that is offside. So a face-off here will be in front of the Ducks bench with 2 minutes and 23 seconds remaining. The shots are 36-23, but it's the Melbourne Ducks up 2-1 here late in the third period against the reigning AWIHL champs.
Watch for the Sirens to pull their goalie and go 6-on-5. They'll do it when they get a chance to. This is a matter of pride for them. They want to win this game. The Ducks equally so would love to have a chance.
I'm on the edge of my seat if I had seats, but we're standing. I'm on my tippy toes. It's an exciting time here for the Ducks, and Jakowicz gets that out into the neutral zone. Roberts collects it for the Sirens, gives it over to Moon. Great job by Bronwyn to Cashin there to intercept that one. Yates keeps it in only momentarily, though, and this springs the Sirens. It's Borg with the puck now, sends that deep on, pushed into the corner there by Davis Tope. 2 minutes remaining now. Tran back behind the net. It's centered there by Newmark. Puck still loose in the slot. Pushed back behind the net. Calabria rims that across. Moon's going to activate, but Yates will get there first and look to get that out of the zone. She does. Cashin comes in with support. Can't get that one past Borg. Moon now with it. Cashin battles. Misses that puck, and that's sent into Carson. Nice job by Jakowicz to call it, and Jakowicz now looks just to get this puck deep, but poke check there by the Sirens, and here comes Porcini with a shot on save. Puck's loose, tied up there. It's still available in the slot. Parrington with it, looks to clear it. Edney lifts the stick, captain on captain. How exciting is this? 1:15 remaining. Edney on the backhand, shovels it over to Winda. Mishandles that one. Carson pushes it up, and now Krulak looks to exit the zone. Carson over to Parrington, over to the Aaron wing. Payne will get there, though, and send it into Newmark. Newmark looking for Edney. Krulak able to collect, though.
Sydney still haven't pulled their goalie.
Puck's now with Winda there on the point. She's got space to wind up and sends it in. A great job by Tran to glove that down and knock it in. She'll rim it around, and Justine Krulak will battle hard to get that puck. 40 seconds remaining. Payne with it. Comes back there for Krulak. Comes across. Stolen there by Parrington. She looked up thinking maybe there was no goalie, but here comes Godfrey. Godfrey evades that check. She's got it. There's 27 seconds remaining. Godfrey behind the net. She's got it on the backhand. She just wants to maintain possession of this puck deep as they're ahead by 1. Godfrey behind the net, looks to center it, intercepted there by Winda, but collected here by Briar Johnson. Johnson over to Sparrow. It comes out, and she springs the Sirens, and now Newmark here. 5 seconds remaining. Cuts out in front, takes the shot. Save Davis Tope. 2 seconds, 1 second, and the Ducks have done it. Flightless no more as they win their first game ever against the reigning AWIHL champs. Quack, quack, quack.
An absolute desperation act there too. You can see Sarah Sparrow being attended to by her teammates. She jumped in front and dived in front of that last chance shot that the Sirens had. I'm surprised Sirens didn't pull their goal. They had a couple of opportunities there to do it. They chose not to. And the Ducks resolute. They did the right thing. Carson on a number of occasions played the puck. We've actually got 2 players at the moment down. Sparrow is very slow to get to her feet, and I can't quite see who it is for the Sirens. It is also being seen to. There was a collision, and we're not quite sure exactly what happened, but desperation from both teams. The Ducks absolutely desperate to get the win. Sparrow very slow to get up, and quite sure who it is yet for the Sirens. It's Newmark who ran into Sparrow. Both of them absolutely desperate to try and get the win. But what an incredible game. It's first win for the Ducks ever in their existence. So obviously very, very proud of the effort and work rate they put in. They made a massive difference. Yesterday's game, they lost 15-2. Today, they won 2-1. What an incredible turnaround. And one of the major playmakers and the difference makers there has to be Sarah Sparrow. Just really strengthening that defence, providing the physicality and the ability to just get back and cover and deny so many opportunities. But the Sirens, they played a really good, smart, high percentage game most of the time. Just couldn't penetrate through Davis Tope, who had an absolute blinder. Both goalies did a brilliant job. But the difference makers here, I think, for the Ducks was Sparrow and Gallagher being on the ice for the entire team. Who made an enormous difference. And Tanya Crawley, it's her first run here today with the Ducks, and she was outstanding. She's come from inline. We saw her play here at the National Women's Competition here just about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and she really came into her own. She's come from an inline background, so if you watch her skating, you'll see she skates really nicely, but she's not particularly good at stopping yet. When she finds her breaks, inliners, it's one of the things that they obviously have to do a bit better at, but she's got great hands, and she won almost all of her face-offs, and that gave so much more possession and so much more relief from pressure that we certainly saw Sydney Sirens yesterday apply in copious amounts. But Lucy Parrington, I think she said it best in that interview during the second and third periods, where she pointed out that the big difference that the Ducks needed to make was to be consistent and urgent throughout the entire game, and that made such a difference. It gave the Sirens the challenge that I'm sure they wanted. They didn't want the result, but they certainly wanted the challenge that yesterday they might have felt the game was perhaps a little easy, but today anything but. You can't get better than a 2-1 result, and it's great for the home team to have the win, and we are enormously proud of our Ducks here. I can tell you this rink is beside itself. It's been a long path for this team to pull a win, and considering the result from yesterday, that's a massive turnaround. So they did a great job overnight, and we're very, very proud of the girls now as they celebrate and salute the crowd, and the Ducks jerseys get another win. It's great too to see a little bit of trivia. Stringer for the Ducks is also wearing her partner's jersey, who played for the Melbourne Ducks in the Pacific just a season or so ago. Another player who made a great difference for the Ducks was Georgia Carson. Just the way she plays and the way she times things is outstanding. And we're really proud of Davis Tope, who did a great job in the net today. Picked up after a really difficult game yesterday where she got totally lit up and smashed to pieces. But she picked it up today and screwed her head on, and it was great to see. Lucy Parrington too, what a leadership game from her. And of course, Godfrey, every time she got the puck, she looked dangerous, and she held the puck when she needed to, shot it when she did, and was eventually rewarded with that lovely little goal to get the go-ahead for the Ducks. So a fantastic game. We're going to cut over to Anton, who's going to get an interview in just a minute. I'm not sure who he's going to grab, but it'll be someone with very excited. The Sirens need to make a very quick exit. The reason why they've had to dash off is they've got a plane to catch. Their flight was brought forward an hour, so they've got to be out of here by 6 o'clock. So they've got about 10 minutes to get changed. I'm not quite sure how they're going to get changed quite that quickly, but there'll be an army of Sydney Sirens assistants in there helping them to get their gear off and get it all into bags in a hell of a hurry. But we're very excited here to see the first win ever for the Melbourne Ducks in the AWIHL exhibition series here against the Sydney Sirens. So 2-1 again. First one by Sparrow to set things up for the Ducks in the first instance, and that was assisted by Johnson and Crawley. Cryan scored one back for the Sirens to title up in the second, and then Godfrey, with 7 minutes to go, got the go-ahead goal. We're going to cut over now to an interview with, looks like, Jade.
Alrighty, thanks, Carl. What a game. The Ducks are flightless no more as we got our first win here at iceHQ, and a lot of that had to do with our goaltender here, Jade Davis-Tope. What a brilliant game. Take me through, what that 60 minutes was like.
Well, I feel like I didn't have my best game yesterday, and so I spent the night after the game regrouping with my coach and my goalie coach, talking to them about what went right and what went wrong, and nailing in on the things that I did well, clearing my mind, and just starting fresh today. Like, it wasn't just me. Everybody had little goals that we all worked on. You can see every game we make progress towards the little goals. First, it's less shots against, and then it's start scoring goals, and finally, it's win a game.
Yeah, definitely. As a goalie myself, sometimes they say we got to be like goldfish, right? You just got to forget what happened in the past and worry about the next puck. But it looked like you were seeing the puck like a beach ball tonight. Not a lot of rebounds going in, right? Like, tell me what goes through your mind and how you do that for some of those young goalies at home.
For me, the best games I play are when I just clear my mind. I'm not thinking too hard. I'm just relying on my practice and my reflexes and staying calm and controlling it.
No, definitely. Well, I can tell you what, Carl and I was on my tippy toes to end that game. I was so excited. I know you weren't on the bench, but I'm sure the girls were going for it. Tell me, what are you guys going to do to celebrate in that room today?
I'm about to go in and find out, I think.
All righty, well, get out there. Well done. Amazing game. Definitely one of the stars tonight. We can't wait to see you guys back in the new year as we extend the exhibition series. And congratulations to you and the team.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, back to you, Carl.
And so there you go, Gossie. It's true. Goalies are goldfish, and they just have to forget everything and keep going. And I think what a magnificent reset there by Jaden Tope. Just to give you the numbers on her, 39 shots on the net, 38 saves for a save percentage of .974, and that's fantastic. For Moonen, too, for the Sirens, 23 shots, 21 saves for .913. So both goalies had absolutely superb games. So to bring you up to speed with the Ducks for their next exhibition game, it will be against the Adelaide team, and that will be on February the 3rd and the 4th. So we'll be back with you then. In the meantime, we've got nothing but hockey here at iceHQ. We've got our Pro League on Friday nights. And if you want to get started playing hockey, if you're excited and motivated by this, we have adult development leagues and an entire adult development program as well as a junior program, which we're pretty proud of here too. So get involved with that. And the next time the Sirens play will be on Sirens are playing probably next week. The Melbourne Ducks will be playing on the 3rd and 4th of February against Adelaide. And we're very proud